You make me feel so dirty.
Straight out to our expert panel to debate it. Has Jodi Arias taken control of this courtroom? Is the defense hitting a home run, or is this going to backfire and hurt her and prove motive for murder? We've got two pro-defense, two pro-prosecution. To get things started, let's start with Michelle Suskauer, criminal defense attorney out of Miami.
Well, Jane, it's unbelievable what's going on, but this lawyer has to save Jodi Arias's life. And so he's going to do whatever he can to do that, and he has to paint a very different picture than what the prosecutor did. And they have this kind of evidence. They have text messages. They have his actual voice. And it's really going to be up to the judge to try to rein them in. It's not up to the defense to stop when they think it's enough. They're going to keep pushing the envelope as far as they possibly can here.
And
in order
boy,
to save
are
her
they
life.
pushing that envelope, Joey Jackson.
Oh, boy, are they pushing it, Jane. Listen, it's a capital case, and therefore the judge is going to allow a great deal of latitude to allow the defendant to try her case. Doesn't mean they should. Here are the two major concerns. Number one, the jury's losing focus. Get to June 4th, 2008, start about 5 o'clock, and tell us then. That's what the case is all about. If they lose focus, they're not paying attention, and they're disinterested. Number two, if the jury gets wind that what she's doing is self-serving and that she's saying anything and stopping at nothing to besmirch his character to protect her own, it backfires and they punish her.
I have called Jodi's sex-drenched testimony the vagina monologues. For 6 straight days, she has turned the witness stand into a stage, and she's performed a one-woman show. We've heard her sing. We've heard her either genuinely or, she says, fake 2 climaxes on audio tape, and Jodi even recited a poem she's written for Travis. Check this out.
I am still happy, for there is much I can still do for it and such, like send an email after 3 and read another book, you see. So here's to wishing you a time that's full of happiness and rhyme. May your days be full of stimulation, and not just in simulation, but in reality, just the way you'd have it be.
Oh, listen, I know this is a death penalty trial, but I'm sorry, a poem? I think the judge has let this trial sort of, it's a runaway freight train. Jodi is now behind the wheel, driving it wherever she wants. I got to ask, Meg Strickler, criminal defense attorney, has she lost control of this trial, the judge?
No, actually, I don't think so at all. Because understand, have you seen the prosecution object to any of this testimony? No. They're doing an excellent job doing 2 very important things. We need to humanize this client, and we also need to get the death penalty off the table. And both of those things are getting done right now. Excellent job right now by the defense and the prosecution. I think they're the ones who've been lulled to sleep. They need to get up and down and say object.
I don't think you would have an appeal if the judge said, we don't need to listen to this poem. But we'll agree to disagree. The defense is really doing a good job, but we'll say this, trying to make Travis, the victim, who's not here to speak for himself, a villain. They're basically putting him on trial. Okay, jurors heard him speaking from beyond the grave, describing kinky, twisted sex games during his sex phone call with Jodi. Listen to this.
I'm going to tie you to a tree and put it in your by the way.
Oh my gosh. That is so debasing. I like it.
I'm going to zip tie your arms around the tree, blindfold you, and put the camera on a timer while I'm f***ing it.
Oh my gosh. You are full of ideas.
It takes creativity to top ourselves.
I know it does. We've gotten way creative in the past. I think you give you most of the credit, though, as far as the creativity ideas go. I'm game for, like, almost everything you come up with.
For the victim.
Absolutely not. And here's why. You have to understand 2 critical things, Jane. One is that there's not an ounce of corroboration for anything she says. Now, as a defense attorney, that concerns me greatly. Why? Because people get convicted in this country every day on the strength of a word. But not only is it non-corroborated, she's also an interested witness as a matter of law. What does that mean, Jane? It means the jury will be instructed that she has an interest in the outcome. And as a result of that, she has an interest to fabricate, she has an interest to invent, and she has the interest to recreate things in the context that she wants to convey.
Very good
point. The jury
point.
understands it, they get it, they know it.
is there a possibility, in your opinion, of jury nullification?
Yes, I do think so. And also, to respond to what Joey just said, some of the stuff is not made up. We're seeing literal texts that are coming from Travis Alexander. It is abundantly clear there was a cuckoo relationship going on here. No one's going to contest that. And if you just listen to everything, I think that's why the defense is taking so many days. Because let me tell you, in real life, you don't normally have a defendant talk that long and testify that long.
Rebuttal, Joey.
It's out of context. Listen, one point to example of this, okay? She talks about a letter. She writes him a poem, Jane, the month before she kills him, talking about, I want my relationship to be more public. Do you want a public relationship with a pedophile? Then we hear a tape, and she explains the tape. I wasn't really climaxing. That was all a fake. It was a farce. It was to make and to please him. She's explaining everything. It's self-serving. It's embarrassing. It's offensive. And it's wrong. It's a lie.
Simone Bien, relationship expert, weigh in.
I've got to say, Jane, that I think she's a victim and she was willing. And the fact that she was a victim meant that she was willing because she was siding with her abuser. It's not so black and white. See, we've gone from really idolising Travis and demonising Jodi to now demonising Travis and not idolising Jodi, but sort of siding with her. Point is, they were both very dead inside. They had this really dangerous, toxic, awful relationship. But I've got to say, I'm listening to her and I'm being swayed because I do think the defense is putting up a good case. We're hearing the evidence of what she's saying.
Michelle, quickly.
12-year-old girls. I mean, for God's sake.
Well, Jane, they have clearly, the defense has clearly worked with Jodi for a very long time to make sure she sounds as believable as possible, and they're going to throw everything that they possibly can out to disparage him so that the jury is not going to care. And I don't know whether it's going to be jury nullification, but the fact is, it could be a lesson, okay?
This guy, if you believe everything coming out of her mouth, is not only a pedophile, but a cheater, a pornographer, And Gloria Allred says they're going to use that to essentially claim that Travis wanted to rub her out because she knew his dirty little secret. And there is no proof that this man was a pedophile. And I personally don't think that people who want to have kinky sex with adult women are the same type of people who want to be pedophiles or are pedophiles. So let's debate it. Joey Jackson, how does the prosecution counter this outrageous claim?
Well, the first way they counter it is by saying, look at common sense. The police searched his home in full. Not a shred of evidence in his home with regard to pictures of little boys anywhere. A forensic examination was done on his computer, and what do we know about that? Nothing on the computer, but lo and behold, when she walks into his room, he's got pictures of little boys sprawled out upon his bed. It does not have the ring of truth, just like anything else she says, not corroborated, not factual.
Meg Strickler. The other side.
I can definitely respond to this. People who do this, I have a lot of experience in this particular aspect of this field, that they do things very, very scandalous. They're not going to keep the pictures just sitting out on their coffee table. They're not going to keep it on their hard drive or delete it and they're putting it in their trash can. They're going to have it someplace you can't find it. So it is possible. And then secondly, it's also possible because people who have sexual issues can be sexual addicts and addicts to all kinds of sex. I can't launch loud enough on this. He could very well have had that issue and no one know about it because it's something you keep hidden.
They did a full search warrant of his house. Nothing there.
So what?
Where is it? And on his computer, the forensic examination examined everything he went, even deleted things, brought back. Nothing there.
Doesn't
but it's
matter.
true. Why? Because Jodi said so. It makes it true.
Do you believe
as a woman who... as a woman who works with women in the field of sex, I would really warn against any guy that said to them, oh, when you're orgasming, you sound like a 12-year-old girl. The natural response is to say, that is disgusting. If she is a victim, then she could have frozen. That is why there have been multiple rapes of people who have been sexually abused, because they
But Simone, she's claiming that it was boys, little boys, not little girls. She's all over the map in the sense that she accuses him of everything under the sun. Well, we shall see. It was an excellent debate. Thank you, panel, for being such good sports. We're all over this trial, and we are going to continue every night till its conclusion to bring you the latest. And